Křížkovského 10 vypadá zvenčí jako obyčejná budova. Nikoho by tedy nenapadlo, že uvnitř sídlí hned několik světoznámých produkčních společností.
Well, I've been developing a new genre, what I call literary porn. It's meant to be educational and also stimulating. Well, recently we've done a remake of Shakespeare's King Lear, especially for the gay audience. It's called Queen Queer. Queen Queer is an older gay man who has to decide who to have sex with, which of his three young men who works in the royal court. Very educational and I think very profitable. Well, we're trying to work on a whole range of products which would target different audiences: the gay audience, the straight audience, the perverse audience, the European audience. We've continued with the Shakespeare ones. We have variations of the Richard II, Richard III, so we have Dick II, Dick III. We have, for the American literature, variation of The Great Gatsby. We call it The Great Gatsby. Fine piece of work. For the pedophiles in the audience, we've done a remake of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. It's called Alice's Adventures in Underland. And we have a whole range of products. We've also done a remake of Charles Dickens' Oliver Twist. This one is a coming-of-age novel where Oliver Twist is born with a special penis. It's called Oliver's Twist. Oliver's born with a penis in the shape of a propeller, and he uses this to great pleasure of the older men in the book. We've got another Charles Dickens work, instead of A Tale of Two Cities, A Tale of Two Titties. It's fine work, feminist perspective. We've also been working on preparing the script for the group interested in orgies. Instead of Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island, we have Pleasure Island. We also have a work for the European crowd, a bit more sophisticated. You probably all know Milan Kundera and his work, The Unbearable Lengths of Being. This is a gay film. It's called The Unbearable Tightness of Weeing, for those interested in the golden shower type of thing. We've also got another feminist work, variation of Virginia Woolf's To the Lighthouse. It's called To the Whorehouse, but they're feminist prostitutes, so nothing offensive. Well, thank you, and anytime.
Now I mostly make documentary films. Actually, I got started in filmmaking in pornography. I worked for a rather annoying director who made pornographic films on a literary basis. And he was a real tyrant, but I learned a lot about working with cameras and different angles, but I had a few injuries. I mean, I was hit in the face by sex toys and so on, so I was looking for a chance to get out of that. So I got an offer to make a film about anteaters in Venezuela. And I was really, really excited. And I had the impression that it was actually about cannibals. And the offer was over the telephone. I didn't really, I thought that these were people who ate ants, like ants, who were British people. So I flew to Venezuela, and I saw the contract, and I realized that I was anteaters, and I ended up being so. I had to do it because I was already in Venezuela, and I would have to pay for my own flight back, and so I stayed there. I stayed there for 7 years, living with anteaters. And they were disgusting animals. I mean, they sleep in their own feces and pee on each other. But, I mean, fortunately, having worked in pornography, I was sort of used to that. But finally, after 7 years, I accumulated enough material, and we released the film. And fortunately, it was right after March of the Penguins was released. So we call it March of the Anteaters. So it actually became fairly famous. We won a lot of awards in Europe. And right now I'm working on a documentary called Comrade Teacher. It's a documentary about the education system in the Czech Republic after the fall of communism. I've sort of gone a little back to the reality TV stuff, and I got a job at a Czech university, and I'm actually a teacher in recording everything that my students do in class. So I give them these absolutely ridiculous activities, and it's absolutely hilarious what these kids do. And I'm really looking forward to that.
Dobrodružné filmy. Dobrodružné filmy, protože mají příběh, silný příběh. Moje poslední produkce mě udivuje, že jste o tom ještě neslyšeli. Poslední Mohikán a červená karkulka. Jeden les, dva wigwamy. Černý wigwam, bílý wigwam. V černém wigwamu černý vlk, magua, černý mák. V bílém wigwamu babička, matriarcha kmene Delaware. Černý wigwam, černé karbenátky, bílý wigwam, bílé pečivo, Red Riding Hood, krasavice delavarská kráčí černým lesem směrem k bílému wigwamu. Matriarcha je chorá, slabá, proto nese v košíku láhev ohnivé vody a syrová játra. Ještě čerstvá, z košíku se kouří. Silný námět, silný příběh, setkání s černým vlkem v lese. Na rok 2011 je třeba myslet na děti. Proto chystám cyklus Livingstone Fairy Tales. Bude to mít i anglickou verzi. Pohádky kožené kůčochy. Mám první nádherný námět. Chaloupka z javorového cukru prostřed lesa. Mladý Mohikán, mladý Ankes s mařtenkou vydávají se prozkoumat les a narazí na chaloupku z javorového cukru. Originální, nepotřelé, zatím ještě zcela nepoužité. V chaloupce bydlí drsný soudce Lynch. To je aktuální živé téma soudnictví, cukrovinky a do toho hrdinové, opravdově hrdinové. To jsou pohádky pro děti.
Genre, schmonre, I produce what the kids want. I'm here to make money, I'm not here to make art. okay? Right now, seems to be a little push into the horror, so that's where I'm going right now. Kids dig it, you know, they love it. Yeah, horror, I'd say right now horror. Sure, sure. Oh, yeah. Well, maybe I want to talk about, you never want to talk about your last film, you want to talk about your next film, you know. And I'd like to talk, my next film is called Hairy Monster. And you might want to, you know, why? Well, you know, what's scary? You know, hair is scary. Hair is scary. You know, hair is scary. Like, you know, hair is scary. The hippies, hair, they just want to scare the shit out of people. That's all it was about. They're not talking about flower power. It was the hair. The hair is scary. So right now I have this Harry Potter thing. Like this. This isn't my real hair. This is just a wig. It's scary, right? It's scary. It's hairy. It's scary. So it's called Hairy Monster, and I thought about it. You know, what's scary? Like, for example, okay, I used to do kids things. Is this scary? Is this mouse scary to you? It's not scary. It's not, because it's not hairy. It's not hairy. No, take a look at this. If you add a hair onto him, now that's scary. That's scary. That scares the hell out of me. That's scary. Look at this hairy thing. White mice. You see these in the morning, you run scared. Sure. So, it's a hairy monster, is where we're going, and the kids are going to be really scared. Yeah. Well, I don't want to put all my cards on the table, as you say, but you know, I'm thinking maybe girls in bikinis, but lots of hair on the bodies, you know, hairy Baywatch, something like that. Yeah. Something like that. It's gonna be scary. It's gonna be scary. Really scary.